So the reason I wanted to bring you guys is because, as you know, obviously I skate. And skateboarding, if you skateboard, if you do any sports, you gotta look at business the same way. So the way I look at it is, when I started skating, I I would say I'm like with a couple people who don't skate. You look at stair sets, you're like, damn, those stairs are sick. Or like, look at that rail. And to them, they're just stairs, you know. But you as a skater, you see it differently, because you're like, you know what, I could do a tray flip over that, or I could do a kick flip over that, or, you know, you already picture the tricks. Same thing goes with business. When you start thinking excuse me guys, when you start thinking differently, every time you go into a brand new, let's just say right there, the water beezy right there, better in and out, by the way. When you go to, for example, Whataburger, or like any restaurant, Starbucks, if you start thinking differently, if you open up the way you think, you start looking at things way differently. For example, every time you get a drink, you're like, I wonder how much it costs to have this drink, and I wonder how much profit they make off each drink. I wonder how much profit they make each day off selling water double or green chili double, you know, things like that. So that's the way I look at skateboarding with business, because I mean, you could have fun. Everyone says that skateboarders are degenerates and everything. Some of us are, but not all. So the way I would look at business and compared to skateboarding, it's the same thing as everything else. When you first start skating, you're gonna fail. It's not gonna come easy. Just do a simple ollie. If you don't know what an ollie is, when you just jump. If you don't know how to do an ollie, the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. The cleaner it'll start getting. You'll start forming your own style. Same thing with business. If you just try it once, then you're like, never mind. That's it. Then you're never gonna get anywhere. But if you start thinking of different ways, let's not even use skateboarding. Let's use sports. If you play football or even basketball, football or basketball, simple sports. If you say you want to try out for the position of a quarterback, if you throw the ball the first time and you can't throw a perfect spiral, let's just say it's a little wobbly, it doesn't form a perfect spiral, are you just gonna give up and say, you know, I quit the team, I'm not gonna make it as a quarterback? Or are you gonna keep practicing and becoming better until you get that perfect spiral? Then you're gonna be able to practice lobbying it, throwing bullet passes, you know, throwing fake screens, things like that, running, knowing when to throw, knowing when to look around, when to run. You know, you'll just get better the more you practice. Same thing with business. The more you practice and learn from your mistakes, the more better you will get at business. And look at the NFL quarterbacks. They throw interceptions, they make mistakes. But does that mean when they go back on the field, they're like, well, I'm not gonna throw it anymore, because what if I get it picked off? I'm just gonna run the ball. I'm gonna let my backup run the ball. No, it's their job. They have to throw the ball in order to get those big yards, even just to secure that 5, 2, 3 yards. But they learn from their mistakes. So now there's been quarterbacks who just, I mean, I don't want to throw any names, Jameis Winston, but I believe it was 2020 or 2019, one of those seasons, maybe 21, I'm not sure. He led the league in most interceptions, but most touchdowns. So, you know, he wasn't afraid to throw it, risk it, but he led it in both. But he still learned from his mistakes. So as a quarterback, you gotta learn from your mistakes every time you make a mistake, which is, you know, like a interception, a fumble, things like that. Same thing with basketball. If, say you want to be a basketball player, you want to get better at, you know, throwing a three-pointer. Let's just say you're really good at throwing, or let's just say you're good at dunking the ball, but you're not good at, you know, you're like Shaq. Can't throw a three-pointer, save your life. But eventually, the more you practice, the more you get better. Same thing with business. The more you're gonna make mistakes. Not one single business has been perfect. And I've learned this from a lot of millionaires that I've talked to. I've asked them, what's one thing that you could tell your younger self? And they almost 90% of them say the same thing. Try and don't give up, even if you fail. Learn from your failures. And they're completely right. You cannot just give up because you failed. I've had multiple businesses that I tried and failed. Some of them weren't even, the best decisions. For example, when COVID started, that's when I started doing drop shipping. But you guys need to understand that obviously even Amazon, people on Amazon, they weren't buying as much until like maybe after a year of that pandemic. People were like, well, what do I got to do? I'm gonna keep buying stuff, because they have that I forgot the word, where you just buy stuff just because you can. Is it buying compulsion disorder? I don't know. I think I'm making stuff up. But yeah, a lot of people started just buying stuff just because they could. Then stores started opening up little by little, and everyone got fat because the gyms weren't open, so they would use that as an excuse. I can't gym, when they could literally just do push-ups at home for free. They don't cost any money. But because they got so used to being around that environment, they saw it as an excuse not to be able to go to the gym, get healthy, get groceries, the healthy ones. So everyone started eating McDonald's. Why? Because McDonald's was one of the only places that stayed open during Corona. So when it comes down to business, you gotta look at it from a different perspective, not just as a business owner, but like you gotta compare it to different things. I already gave you guys a few examples with the basketball, the football, the skateboarding, and just don't give up. Keep on going. Learn from your failures. It's not gonna be easy. They're not gonna fall on your lap. But if you just keep going, not give a fuck what others say about you, not give a fuck what people tell you. Yeah, maybe you're gonna have a good idea and people are gonna hate on you. But the reason why people have haters is either because they hate on you, because you're doing something that they wish they had the balls to do, or because you changed, which typically means that you just became a better, more mature person. They're still stuck where they've been stuck for years, and they can change. They can become a better person. So because of that, I want to leave you guys off with this. Hate does not come from above. I've never met someone who's successful who's hated another successful person. It's always from the people below. I've had multiple people just talk shit to me, even when I told them that I want to get back on YouTube, I want to start doing YouTube again. They told me, for what? That's all, just because I have fun with it. I like talking. I like talking to people. I'm not shy. I feel like I could bring entertainment to it as well. Not just talk about finance, but talk about, different life experiences, bring stories, bring, different things like that. And then get a few other people in the channel that are already above me, so we could learn from them as well. They could give us some secrets, which a lot of them, they say it's not even secret. It's just hard work, determination, and not giving up, learning from your mistakes. So I'll leave you guys at that. We're already heading to the skate park, get our little session going. Other than that, you guys have an amazing day. Consider subscribing if you learned anything. I was looking at the analytics, and 70% of you guys that watch my videos do not subscribe. So make sure you subscribe, support the channel. I will be doing giveaways as well. Help me get to 1K subscribers. I'll be giving away 1K to one of my lucky winners who comments down below, likes the video, and subscribes. So make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys like the video, and you guys have an amazing day.